question. Tell me what you think about me. Or don't. What is that for? Aloha, welcome to Behind the Bikinis with me, with Roxelle. I know that was a little off of left field, but it'll come together. It'll come full circle. What does that mean? Tell me what you think about me. Well, today on my mind in these little bite-sized behind the brand, behind the bikini, Fuse Hawaii. This is my company. I founded it several years ago after having my first baby, and growing it into what it is today has been such a joy and such a treat. Some days it blows my mind that I am that person behind the bikini. Anyhow, what is on my mind today that I wanted to share with all of you? Well, I had a comment that I found interesting. I'd love to get your thoughts on it. It happens a lot, actually. But this is the first time in my life where I stopped to say, hey, I don't think that's right. So how many things in our life do we really need to find space to sit with and be like, I'm going to question that real quick before I believe it? Well, this was one of them. So as you know, I have a swimwear brand. As you know, I have 6 kids. No, I have 4 kids. Oh no, did I just predict my future? I've been married for 16 plus years to my high school sweetheart, I suppose you could say, is the only man in my life. And as I do this, I didn't realize that when you become a mom, when you become a wife, when you become a businesswoman, you are not supposed to wear a bikini, or at least show that you're wearing a bikini. But if you wear a bikini, maybe like don't post it or don't post videos of it, because that would mean that you no longer love your husband if your post of you in your bikini is online, or that you're not a good mom because now you're not being modest as a mom, because now you're teaching your daughters to grow up to be immodest. That's what I've been told. And other things like, being an entrepreneur and a woman, empowering other women. That is not empowering, wearing a bikini and showing too much skin. All of these things. I just realized that being exactly who I am was unacceptable if I decided to be exactly who I am. So, anyways, fast forward to my thoughts on the matter. I don't really get it. So as a little bit a segment of this Behind the Bikini brand, it's meant to be funny, it's meant to be light, it's meant to hit home as well, and really touch on the passionate subjects with a little bit of Roxelle sprinkled over the top. If you know me personally, I am a little bit of sarcasm, I am a little bit of humor, I'm a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of, I don't even know what song I'm singing. But going back to the subject, what crossed my mind is, I don't think that's right. So when I've apparently have posted photos of me dancing and, wearing too much revealing of the skin. So I don't know where the percentage is cut off, or you're not supposed to show certain parts of your body when you become married, or when you have like children and stuff, or when you run a business, empowering women to be comfortable in your skin, because sometimes we're not supposed to show our skin. I don't know. It's really confusing. So at the end of the day, the drop that I want to drop here, the little nugget, is that I would question that, right? So I think what spurred this on too was I had a comment that said, well, you cannot be wearing your bikini in front of other men. And that's disrespectful. Oh, and this was the first time, I remember hearing this comment as I was growing up, right? Well, don't wear that. In fact, don't put on that clothes. That is immodest. Don't sit like that. Don't walk like that. Don't talk like that. Don't look like that in front of other men. Because that would be disrespectful to you. That would mean you're disrespectful. Note to future self. Note to my daughters. Note to my audience. That is not true. I refuse to believe that me wearing what I want, dancing how I feel, loving my damn self is anybody else's problem, first off. And I refuse to believe that that makes me a disrespectful human being. And what I learned and growing this brand, and I tell you, this is the real unfiltered truth behind my brand. And so I don't know if this is good or not to share, but I'm going to share it anyways, because these are messages to my daughters as they grow into the skin that they're in. And they need to see that the mom that raised them believe that they were respectable human beings because they decided to own their bodies and their truth and their power and their light. And their mom supported them all along the way. So ladies, if you are listening to this and you can share these stories, I'm sure many of you have been judged for showing too much skin, dressing a certain way, moving a certain way, and such. I would not make that the definition of you. I wouldn't make that the definition of you being disrespectful. And if you know me at all, I was that girl with a mouth growing up. And my response to that was, it was very, very much so. And it was, hey, would that make me disrespectful, or would that make him disrespectful? Just a question. Would him disrespecting my body be disrespectful to me? Or would I be the disrespectful one? Was so interesting to me, that I grew up living with guilt, shame, hiding away our bodies, our feminine, which makes us female, to play small and to hide because the people around us thought that we were being disrespectful for loving ourselves. I would just question that. And again, everything I say here, it's not true, right? It's my opinion. It is just here to spread some light and bring you a little bit in on the thoughts behind a bikini brand. Because as much as sometimes people like to put me in a box with other swimwear brands, and I'm supposed to be a certain way and a certain type of entrepreneur and a certain type of founder, I hate to break it to you, but I can only be me. And so this is my little dose of Roxelle for you. And again, I'm always meaning to be humorous, to be fun, to be light, but to hit home with subjects that hit your heart, right? I'm here to go that extra mile, to really show up in my truth, whatever that may be. The whole purpose of my brand was to be able to share my story in hopes that everyone around me would be inspired to be brave with their own stories. And so this is my story. This is my truth. Whether or not, it's accepted or not, I got to go through that path and that journey on my own. And here it is, raw, uncut, unfiltered me. Scary, 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 scary all the time. But it's fun. It's my truth. And it's the way I wake up every day, really, really proud to do what I get to do. So aloha. Thank you for jumping in behind the bikini with me, Roxelle. I'll see you again later. Aloha.